Hey guys, I'm here with Jenna and we're going to talk you through a little bit of a long, slow, deep. It's really great if you have a lot of tightness in either your hips, your low back, hamstrings. From this child's pose with your fingertips reaching out as far as you can, we're going to take a really big inhale through your nose. Exhale, we're going to walk our fingertips over toward the right side of your mat, really lengthening out through this left side body, melting this hip down toward the floor. Breathing here for about 2 or 3 rounds of breath. Once you feel good in this posture, we're going to slowly exhale our way back through center and walk our hands all the way over to the other side. So same thing here, you're reaching those fingertips out as far as you can to the left, melting this right hip down, lengthening out through this right side body. Breathing here once again for like 2 or 3 rounds of breath. Inhale is going to bring you back through center. From here, you're going to take one final big stretch, reaching those fingertips as far as you can. Exhale is going to rise you up to center. Stacking those wrists directly under your shoulders, your hips under your knees. Engage that core, pull that belly button up through your spine. We're going to inhale our right foot toward the back of the room. Flex it. Keep it really active. Make sure those knees and toes are pointed down toward the floor. And we're going to take a deep bend in this right knee, crossing it behind your left, and walk your hands all the way back so you have a seat on your booty. This way? Yep, keep going. Now make sure this bottom foot is out to the side. This is Jenna's favorite stretch. She loves it. So sit on your booty, and this foot goes this way. Yep.
Straight or bent?
Bent.
Okay.
So once you're here, you're going to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. You want your neck to be really loose here. You want the top of your head to be heavy down toward the floor, and your arms can go wherever's comfortable for you. I want you to stay and breathe here using those long, slow, deep breaths, in through your nose, out through your mouth, as long as you feel comfortable. When you're ready to move to the other side, I would suggest holding it about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Then you can push back up to that tabletop, extend that right foot out, and bring it back down to your tabletop. Maybe find a round of cat and cow, and then when you're ready, we're going to move over to the other side. Okay, from this little hip stretch that we have here, Jenna's going to swing her left leg around behind her. Just kidding. Swing that right leg around behind her. She's going to sit up nice and tall, and I'm going to take this bolster right here. If you don't have a bolster at home, you can always grab like a pillow off the couch, maybe a bed pillow, whatever you have that's going to give you a little bit of support. I'm going to slide it right behind her, all the way up to her hips, and she's going to exhale, just lay down onto the bolster, relaxing down, stretching through this quad. Once again, breathing here, I want you to hold all of these postures for about a minute to a minute and a half until you feel your muscles start to release a little bit. She's going to breathe here for just a little bit. From here, she's going to inhale, slowly sit back up. We're going to gently remove this bolster. And we're going to reach our left arm up to the sky. And we're going to exhale, thread it along your left leg, shoulder resting on your knee, head resting down toward the mat, top arm going wherever is comfortable for you. So there's a little bit of a hip stretch, a little bit of a side body stretch. And once again, just hanging out here for as long as you need to. And okay, once you've done all of that on the left, we're gonna make our way into a pigeon. So she's gonna slide her right foot toward the top of her mat, trying to get her leg parallel with the top edge of the mat. Not everybody's going to be parallel. It's going to be wherever's comfortable for your knees. We're going to take a big inhale here, sitting up nice and tall. Sweep those arms up to the sky. Exhale, reach out and down, forward folding. Breathing into this pigeon. I want you to hold this one a little bit longer than the other ones. This one's going to be about 2 to maybe 3 minutes. Finding wherever's comfortable for you. Everybody's going to feel this in a different spot. Some people are tighter in their hip flexors. Some people are tighter in their glutes. It just depends on what you need today. Once you've breathed here for about 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to inhale up, lift your chest. You're going to reach up and back with your right arm, pulling that foot towards you for a quad stretch. And if you have the space, you like to get a little bit more bendy, we're going to reach that left arm up and back, maybe, possibly, reaching for that foot for a full mermaid. Jenna's going to try it, and perfect. Nailed it.
We're working on it, guys.
It's a work in progress. So once you've done your pigeon on both sides, left and right, and your quad stretches, whichever version you wanted to take, we're going to rotate around so that you're sideways on your mat in a straddle. From here, you're going to bring your hands in front of you, sit up nice and tall, and you're just going to begin to rock side to side as you walk your hands out farther and farther each time, moving toward a forward fold.
That's right.
Yep, keep walking hands forward. There you go.
Walking them forward.
Yep. Taking your time here. Once you reach that wall where you can't really go any farther, making sure those knees are still rotated up toward the ceiling. Breathing here, reaching out as far as you can. If this is not a comfortable space for you and you're not flat like Jenna is, you can always grab that pillow, bolster, blanket, whatever you used earlier, and lift up a little bit, and you can slide it right under you and just allow a little bit of a support while you're still working on this hip opener. Once again, making sure those knees stay rotated toward the ceiling. And we're just going to hang out here again for another 2 to 3 minutes, just breathing through this with those long, slow inhales through your nose, long, deep exhales out of your mouth, and just allowing your muscles to relax into this posture, not forcing anything. So once you've held your straddle for that 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to move toward a seated tree. You're going to take a deep bend in that right knee, pulling it in as close as you can, trying to keep it out. And on your left leg, it's going to be out kind of in the same position your straddle was. On a big inhale, you're going to sweep both those arms up. Exhale, you're going to bring your left arm to your shin or the mat in front of your shin, depending on your flexibility. And you're going to exhale that top arm over, thinking about rotating that shoulder up toward the ceiling. Engage that core. Pull that belly button into your spine. And again, breathing here for not too long, maybe about 30 seconds, 4 to 5 rounds of breath. You're going to big inhale back up. Once again, nice tall seat. This time we're going to twist toward our foot and reach out and down, releasing our forehead down towards your knee, holding this one for about the minute. Breathing here as long as you need to. Once you feel good on this side, once again, we're going to make our way over to the opposite side. So from this seated tree, once you've done both sides, we're going to meet in a forward fold. So both feet are going to send out straight in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. You want to keep a long line from the top of your head all the way down to your tailbone. Sweep those arms up. Exhale, lengthen out, staying really active here for just a moment. Once you reach that wall where you can't go any farther, you want to exhale, let it go. Empty out, drop your head. Once you become as heavy as possible in this position, once again, we're going to hold it for about 4 or 5 rounds of those deep breaths. Big inhale through your nose, big exhale. Once you're here, you're going to inhale, slowly roll back up. Exhale your way all the way down onto your mat. From here, we're going to move toward a supported bridge. You're going to plant your feet about hips distance apart, hands down by your waist. You're going to take your block or rolled up towel, rolled up blanket, whatever you can to make something that can support you. You're going to inhale, lift your hips up off the mat, and you're going to slide whatever you have right under your tailbone at the very base of your spine. And you, once again, just want to breathe here for about maybe 2 minutes. You can stay here as long as you like to. It's really lengthening out all of those vertebrae in your low back. If you have low back injury, which I know a lot of you do, this is a great place to come. Maybe play with bringing those knees together. Maybe palms your feet together, knees apart. Just finding where you feel this stretch the most. Some people even like it with legs straight. That might be a bit much for you. And just hanging out here as long as you need to. When you're ready to come out, you're going to bring those feet back to that planted position about hips distance apart. Inhale, lift them up. Gently slide that block out and just lower those hips all the way down to the ground. Staying here for a couple minutes, just allow your body this time to readjust. And then from here, we're going to move toward your inversion. So you have a couple different options here. Multiple options actually. The first one would be hip stand. So hip stand, you're just going to send those heels straight up to the ceiling. Flex those feet, hands down by your waist. Yep. And you just hang out here, relax that head into the mat. And just breathe here as long as you need to. Some people like to reach their hands up. You kind of look like a dead bug a little bit, but it's okay. Maybe find some circles of those wrists and ankles. This is also another really good one if you want to send your legs up the wall in your house. Your option B for your inversion is be happy baby. Happy baby, you're going to grab the outer blades of those feet, press your tailbone down into the mat like you're trying to lengthen out your spine, relax that head down, and just hang out here. You can either stay stationary or you can find a gentle rocking motion side to side, whichever you like. And then your final inversion option would be your shoulder stand. So shoulder stand, we're going to start in that hip stand with your heels straight up to the ceiling. You're going to bring your hands to your low back as you lift your feet toward the ceiling, pressing up. Always want to make sure that low back supported, walking those elbows as close together as possible. And if you have the flexibility here, you can move to plow. Once you found your favorite inversion, taking one of those three options, you can exhale, slowly lower back down to the mat in whichever version you wanted. Relaxing down, breathing here for a moment. Once again, allow your body this time to come back to normal. And once you're ready, bring those arms out wide. Gently let your knees fall heavy over to one side of your mat for a spinal twist. Once again, always coming back to those deep breaths we found at the beginning of practice. Long, slow inhales through your nose. Long, slow exhales out of your mouth. Holding it here for about 4 or 5 rounds of breath. About that 30-second mark. When you're ready, switch sides. Slowly coming back up through center. Take your time. And once you feel you have a good stretch on either side, you're going to inhale those knees back through center. Release them out to the edges of your mat, hands falling heavy. So if you have a lot of low back problems for your Shavasana, I would recommend grabbing that pillow, blanket, bolster, whatever you had earlier, and we're going to slide it right under your knees. Just take some pressure off your low back. Again, you don't have to. You can just take your nap on your mat however you'd like. That's also a great option. So after you've woken up from your Shavasana, taking that 5 to 10 minutes for yourself, really allowing your body to relax and heal from your practice today. We're going to meet sitting on your mat in a nice, easy seated position. Let's bring those hands to heart center, sitting up nice and tall. Let's let our eyes fall closed, and we're going to take a deep cleansing breath. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Thank you for joining us for this class today and allowing me and Jenna to lead you through this practice. With your thumbs to your forehead, the light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Namaste. Jenna, do you want to do some Instagram?
Yeah. Okay, guys, so after you finish this class, if you want to take the time to find your favorite pose that we did in the class or research your favorite yoga pose, feel free to take a picture in whatever that pose is and post on Instagram and tag Dance Productions The Remix. And throughout these weeks at home, we'll be going through all those pictures and showcasing some of your hard work. Thank you, guys.
Bye.